my name is Kamala, and I have been seeing Dr. Hesu Whitten in Santa Barbara for a little over 6 years. And I just wanted to share my experience with you. I had a session with him 3 weeks ago, and I just haven't, for some reason, I've been crying for 2 months straight. I have not stopped crying. I cry every day for a good solid, I would say 20 minutes or so, every single day. And I just don't know, I couldn't figure out, I like to try to figure out, why I'm trying to process it, and why I'm feeling this way and what's coming up. And it was just so deep. I just couldn't figure it out. So Dr. Hesu in Santa Barbara, he is a chiropractor, but he's also, I believe, like a kinesiologist, and he is a miracle worker. And what he does is, when you're in his presence and when he puts his hand on your body, it's like he can feel your body. It's like he becomes your body, and then your body has its own intelligence. It's communicating to him, and it's one of the most powerful sessions that I've done with a chiropractor. And when you're in a session with him, your body is communicating with him. He adjusts you how your body needs. Sometimes it's soft and gentle. Sometimes your body needs a quick, snap or jolt. Whatever it is that you're, I've just never had anyone adjust me the way that he adjusts me. So when I went to go see him, I was just a wreck. And I said, I haven't stopped crying in 2 months. And I had been sober for 3 months, no cannabis, no alcohol. And, I wasn't numbing out on the level that I normally had been over the last several years. So what happened was, he asked me, he connected with my body, and he asked me, okay, your body's telling me that you had something really, really traumatic happen to you in 2012. And I thought, or actually what it was he goes, you had something traumatic happen to you when you were 27. And I thought, well, geez, I had more traumatic stuff happen to me when I was younger, not 27, and then he let me sit there for a minute or two. And then I thought, okay, I did the math in my head. Okay, I was when I was 27, that was in 2012. And then I remembered exactly what happened in 2012. 2012 was a really big year for me, because that was the year that my uncle died. And what happened was, in 2010, I told my uncle, I told him that I knew what he had done to me when I was a baby. I told him that I remembered him in a room with me, and some really heavy stuff happened, and sexual abuse and all that stuff. So in 2010, I let my uncle know that I knew, and it was just between him and I wasn't telling anyone else. Long story short, in 2012, he died from cancer in his groin. But what happened, here's the traumatic part that Dr. Hesu really helped me unlock. And it was really crazy, because for 2 or 3 weeks before I even went in for the adjustment with Dr. Hesu, I kept flashing on my uncle, and I kept flashing on my family and my siblings, and I kept flashing on when no one, there's a lot of people who didn't have my back. And it was a traumatic time. He said I was 27 years old when something really traumatic happened. And the trauma was that I told my uncle that I knew what he did. And as soon as I told him, he got the entire family against me. Except for two people, my sister and my mom. Those two women had my back. They're like, yeah, we believe you. We got your back, kind of a thing. But I didn't realize that really was a trauma. I knew what had happened. I had visions of it my entire life. So I didn't think that, around the time my uncle died, that it was that traumatic. But really what happened was, like, on his deathbed, his brothers and sisters were calling my mom and, is Kamala gonna come and see him and ask for forgiveness? Is she gonna apologize to him? And he's the one who did what he did. I just let him know that I had known, and I remembered everything what happened when I was 2 years old. Dr. Hesu said that my throat chakra, so from my throat, my heart, my stomach, all the way down to my hips, everything was completely blocked off because of this trauma from when I was 27. So it was such a miracle to work with Dr. Hesu. Again, I've been seeing him for the last 5.5, 6 years, somewhere in there. And each session is so powerful. I know that's kind of an intense story, but I haven't really cried since my session 3 weeks ago. I've maybe cried twice, but it feels really good to... It just makes me feel so supported, knowing that I have a doctor like this in my life who can take me to layers or wherever it is that he's able to go with myself, with my body, whatever I'm holding on to that I don't even know, that I'm not aware of. It's amazing that I have someone like that in my life, that I have a doctor like this in my life to help me release these past traumas. I mean, 2012, that's when all this stuff happened. He said when I was 27, it blows my mind that there are people with these God-given gifts who can help us through, because I was so over crying. And maybe on some level I was crying because people didn't have my back. Out of like 70 people, aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, 2 people had my back. As soon as I exposed my uncle, the entire family turned against me. That's why a lot of people don't speak up. Because what's going to happen when I do speak up, when I do speak the truth? So I just felt in my heart that if you're in Santa Barbara, if you're anywhere in California, drive and go see Dr. Hesu Whitten. And if you need some deep healing, some deep adjustments, he's like no other chiropractor I have ever been to. So all my love.